welcome to the rest of the story. Okay, so here's the deal. I've had a couple of my friends go, Becca Joy, you have lost your spark. What is going on? And I've not been, on my groove. And then I realized, dude, it is a constant. Well, if you talk to that person, then this happens. You are, if you think something, and God forbid, don't let it come out your mouth, because if it comes out your mouth, negative. Hello, sorry. Sometimes in life, you just got to face the fact. I'm a spade color. If it's a spade, I'm going to tell you it's a spade. If I think it's stupid, I'm going to tell you I think it's stupid. If it doesn't make any sense at all, I'm going to tell you that too. Because, like, what's the point? And, if you can get to A to C, why would you go A, B, C if it made more sense to go A, C? All right. So let me kind of tell you my role in life. And I know normally this is business related and that's how we hang out, but we're going to have a vlog. And by the way, we'll talk about the Epiphany stuff as well. But we're going to go talk about life because let's be real. Life is where it's at. You live and you die and you find something kind of in there in between. So when I was growing up, I grew up in a very dysfunctional family. Still dysfunctional. The mom doesn't talk to any of the kids. The dad talks to one of the kids. One of the kids, you get the picture. Not really a big extended family that was like loose, tight knit stuff. They're there, but dysfunctional family, remember? So, I grew up on a farm. We didn't really go anywhere or do anything. It wasn't like, hey, let's go to Disneyland. Let's take a vacation. Let's go. And by about the time I was 10, we didn't really even go like visit family. We lived in our own little world of nowhere land in Missouri. So my teenagehood was, I am going to see the world. I want to explore and expand upon. I mean, there's so much out there. You see it on TV, you read it in books. I loved reading books. It was like another world. So, I joined the Army and I got as far as Hawaii. Arizona was awesome for training. Got to Hawaii. I loved Hawaii. It's gorgeous there. Now, it was also cost you, an arm, a leg, your firstborn child, and a pint of blood to live there. And that was back then. So Lord help us what it is now. But that was the fun part. Like, it was gorgeous. You saw things and did things. It was amazing. And that's where I met my husband. My daughter was born there. I got out of the military and welcome to Kentucky. So my husband's not so keen on the like, hey, let's go forth and do. So we have we had our son here, and my husband eventually got out of the military. He has several deployments, a lot of deployments, a lot of combat trauma. And that is one of the things they don't really tell you. It's, we support our army. We support our military. Go to VA. Yeah. I'll tell you, we have a wonderful VA. I get my treatment. He gets his. Life is good. But you never go back to what it was before deployments. Like, you just don't. It's a permanently, it's like a car accident and you break your leg. But you can see that leg is broke and that leg is broken, then they fix it, right? With deployments, especially in combat areas that cause trauma, there you go. They're not visible all the time. I mean, yes, you have your damage, like physical injury things, and your KIA, which really sucks. I am not downplaying that at all. But you have your guys that come back, and your ladies, and it's mental health. And that's not something that you can see. And that's kind of one of those taboo topics that people don't talk about. So that we'll get into more later. But that's kind of where his, I don't need large crowds of people. And I'm not really keen on, going all these places. So it's an adjustment period, right? And I say all this because that gives you a little bit of background. And then I thought about, me and my happy vibe. And normally I am a bouncy, happy, over the top kind of person. And sometimes it's like, I don't know. Where am I? What am I doing? And you have that expectation from other places in society that they expect you to do, wear normal hair. Who wears orange hair? That'd be me. Who cuts your hair like this on one side and then on the other? Yeah, that'd be me. There's another lady in town. She's got really awesome hair. Only hers is like this bright pink red. Anyways, so yes, I wear blue lipstick on occasion. It makes me happy. I have Boston Terrier leggings and they don't match my top. And you know what? That is okay. It doesn't mean you have to do the same thing. It doesn't mean you have to like it. But I don't have to like what you do either. That's my point. Society has these expectations of us that we go to school, we graduate, we get married, we have children, and we live in our house with a white picket fence and our 2.5 dogs. But that's not the way it always is. And if you're living in a life where you're doing what is expected, you're not being true to yourself and you're missing out on so much. And sometimes, I'm 36. I know. I don't look it. I'm kind of a little older looking. Anyways, not afraid of that. Well, sort of. Not quite completely adjusted to that one. But here's my thing. If you're constantly doing what is expected and you're not being real with yourself, you're missing out on life. You're missing out on that happiness. You got to figure out what your happy is. What makes you happy? What makes you tick? What's your purpose in life? I've always been one of those helper people. So I love to help people. I'm the one where people come and go, "Hey, what's your advice on this? How do I fix that?" It's hard for me to listen and not go fix it. That's me. For happy, like, I want to travel. I want to see things. I want to do things. Um, and it goes back, I'm sure, to childhood. And I like to express myself. I like to be different. And if that means I wear orange hair, I wear orange hair. I've dyed my hair since I was 17. And it is so much fun. If you haven't tried dyeing your hair, and I mean be different. Let yourself out. Now, I don't mean go like streaking through the street, because that's kind of illegal. But you can do things that are legal, and just not necessarily what society would be like, yo, do that. And that's kind of the point of today's little topic is be yourself. Be real. If you're walking around miserable and a job that is expected of you because this job makes you money. Well, yeah. Did I make more money when I ran my direct sales business and I worked a day job? Yeah. I mean, I had that money. It put me in a higher tax bracket. That's so much fun paying taxes. Not really. I had to go to work. I had to be there at a certain time. I had to get off at a certain time. Well, okay, never got off at the same time. Never. That didn't happen. You have your insurance and you've got all these other expectations. Oh, wait, that's your job? Here, have 5 more too. No. So that's my point. Like, you don't have to do something because that's what makes money. Yes, there are times in life that you do something that you hate. You work a job you can't stand because you need to pay the bills. But you can do other things, pick up an extra job, go to school, try something new, whatever it is to find where your space is in life. What makes you happy? What makes you tick? The world is full of like unhappy people. We eat because, we're boredom eaters, or we eat because it fills a need in us that isn't just the fact that food is fuel. we dress a certain way because that's the way society would expect us to dress, to go to church or to go to a ball game or to go to work. Yes, some places have uniforms, but there's ways to express yourself and be yourself and still, fit with society, as far as, employers are going to be like, yeah, so you're going to have tattoos and orange hair and blue lipstick. Yes, I am. And you know what? I have my tattoos. And yes, I was required. Yes, it's a sleeve. And yes, I still have some more that need done. And yes, my bra goes out when it feels like it. And yes, I have more tattoos over here. But you know what? That's me. That's my expression. Every one of them is a piece of me and it means something. And it's the same thing. My hair is my way of, this is who I am. I like it. So doesn't bother me if you don't like it. And yes, I walk through the store and it never occurs to me that people are going, what's with her? Because I really don't care what they think. Now, here is what you should do. All right. I'm not saying go dye your hair 100 colors or go buy the craziest shade of lipstick ever. But if you like that red lipstick and you don't wear it because you don't think, somebody would approve, wear your red lipstick. And if Billy Bob's second cousin's third mother's dog's ex-husband's friend doesn't like it, oh well. They're not wearing it. You are. You only live one life. And you need to live that life happy, because you don't get to come back and live it again because you put off doing so much. And it's not okay for somebody else to tell you how you can think or what you can say or who you can talk to. That's just not okay. You can have whoever you want to for friends. You can have your own thoughts and you can say what you want to say. Now, obviously, use common sense, use your moral standards. Don't go say horrible, nasty, evil things to people. But, if you want to say, I like sweet tea, and somebody's like, no, sweet tea is horrible, it has sugar in it. It's okay to have differing opinions. That is fine. And you're not a negative person just because you like sweet tea. That's just the way it is. If you have standards for something and somebody else's are different, it's okay. Just because you don't agree with them does not make you a negative person. You find your inner self and be happy with yourself. And it doesn't matter what somebody else thinks. As long as you're happy, don't let them take away your happy. All right? So, dun, 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 go find your happy vibe. And we'll talk about Epiphany another day. But that is the long and short of it, is you've got to have your happy. You've got to be expressing yourself. And you've got to be aware that society puts expectations on us that sometimes we just accept as the way things are, and we don't have to. And that's the gist of it. Smile, be happy, and I'll see you next time.